Justin, it's great to have you with us this morning. Your next act is NFTs, and you think that introducing blockchain-based assets will be an even bigger change for gaming than the streaming was, which you pioneered. Walk our audience through what that looks like.
Thank you. Yes. So we just launched Fractal, which is an NFT marketplace for gamers to discover, buy, and sell gaming NFTs. And I think blockchain assets are a new business model for gaming, which will be even bigger than the free-to-play model. And so this is when games decide to put their assets, their virtual skins and items inside of games on a blockchain and really give true ownership to players to trade them, buy them, and sell them.
Yeah, and I know that in your Twitter thread explaining all of this, you noted that Fortnite made $9 billion in revenue primarily from selling skins, so kind of an idea of what the TAM could be. At the same time, Justin, NFTs have had a really rough few months. Activity has sort of fallen off. There's been fraud. There's this whole idea of trade washing. There's also so many different platforms and different chains. You're betting on Solana, so what is your edge?
Yeah, so we're really focused on gaming assets. There's all sorts of NFTs. NFTs are, just a way to prove ownership of something in the digital world, and people are using it for all sorts of different things. But we're really focused primarily on gaming, similar to Twitch, where we just said gaming streaming is all we're doing. Here, we're just focused on building a platform for people to buy and trade gaming NFTs only.
Justin, you had a really great essay, kind of Twitter essay, a little less than a year ago about going from huge success with Twitch to failure with Atrium and perhaps not considering the right things when it came to the other ventures. So maybe some of that is instructive when we're thinking about NFTs, blockchain, the metaverse as it applies to gaming. What is actually in demand here, and how fast should the industry go in pursuing it based on what you've seen work and not work?
Absolutely. So, I've had some big wins and also some really colossal losses in my career. And I think it's really important. What I've learned is when you're building a new product, it's all about focusing on that product usability and making it accessible to normal people, right? So that normal people can understand and use your product. And I think crypto has been a very inaccessible part of the technology space for a long time. And what's really important with gaming is to create that usability so normal people can understand what they're doing and what they're buying, especially with NFTs. And so I think that's our bet at Fractal, is really focusing on that user experience. And I think that's going to be important if we're going to expand the market of gamers who understand and get on board with NFTs.
Speaking of expanding the market, I'm curious to know, you make the point about live events and music and tickets. At the Super Bowl, we talked with the NFL. They're clearly interested in this space and helping to understand who walks in the door in ways that were impossible when it was just paper tickets. Sort of characterize the growth of that vertical versus gaming itself.
Yeah, I think tickets is another really obvious and interesting example, because you can track with tickets, there's so much data when there's a digital record of everything and you see all the transactions and you can trace it all back to the initial sale. That's like kind of the data goldmine that event organizers are going to want to have access to. And then by making this a digital collectible that extends beyond the actual event, you can imagine that these are things that people might value beyond, like as a souvenir, or it could provide access to like other events or access to purchasing merch afterwards. So there's a lot of awesome expansion of the market, I think, in tickets once you put it on a blockchain and make it an NFT.